Hello. Trying to make sure it's going live everywhere. Welcome, welcome. I kind of hinted on my reel this morning that I was going to try to go live, and I did get the ability to do that today. So that's what I'm doing. So if you're jumping on and you're able, come say hi. I'm going to go check and see if we are live all the places that I told it to go live. That's what I wanted to do. So if you're there, tell me hello. We are going to go through all of the things at the moment. Okay, so I'm good on there. Let me see if it went to the group or not. And then I'm attempting. Okay, awesome. It's also in the group. I'm also attempting to go live on YouTube because inside the group, where I'm not going to be able to go live using these apps in the future. So I am trying to see. It does say I'm live on there. Let me see what this looks like, though. Sorry, feedbacks for a second. Okay, awesome. All right, I am live in all the places. Welcome. All right, I'm going to give you all just a few minutes to jump on and say hello and tell me all the things. I am just going to chat for a minute as we are letting all of the places notify you because I did not plan this. I mean, I kind of planned it this morning, but I have a lot of things that have happened inside of Dane and Midkiff over the last, the last 6 weeks, but in general, but since Friday, even more so of different releases and changes. The number, I'm an Asana girl, but the number of Post-its that I have around on my desk right now of quick improvements that I'm making and crazy things like that are a lot because there's a lot of moving pieces and ideas that I'm having. I don't know about you, but in seasons of uncertainty that the last couple years have been, in the past, it has stripped a lot of my creativity, and I have found it again. If you can't tell by all of the new things that have been released, and just honestly, I credit a lot of it to doing my in-person masterminds because the conversations that happen with people in person, and them just seeing what you do inside your business and you seeing how they do it and you getting ideas for improvements, all of that. I started doing the masterminds last May, and with that, it has brought back a lot of creativity. And as you can tell, there's been a lot of improvements that I have made in order to help you with your handmade journey. First and foremost, to get you going and get you scaling and get you automated if that's what you want to do, like I do. So if you are new here or you don't really know what my jam is, I am Amazon and automation. That is what gets me out of bed in the morning and what I really, really enjoy having conversations around for handmade artists specifically. I can have the conversations with a lot of e-commerce people and people selling supplies. And like, I love all of that if it focuses around them selling on Amazon or it focuses around automation related to just growing and scaling your business. That is how I've gotten to where I'm at now. And it's how I'm literally, as I've the iterations and the tools that I've been able to offer you as I've gotten back in this creative zone over the last year or so, have allowed you all to scale and automate the same way that I do. A lot of you all are using things exactly the same way I am. And that is what lights my heart on fire. So let's have some conversations now inside this live. If you are here though, somebody comment and say hello or tell me what time it is where you're at. Tell me how your weather has also been. Because here, it's been a hot mess. We had tornadoes everywhere yesterday. It's a little calmer at the moment. So just sound off. I want to make sure I'm seeing comments and everything. And then we're going to jump into a couple of the updates that you may have missed inside of all of the things that are going to make your business run smoother. We're also going to demonstrate the listing tool. And I'm going to demonstrate it for you in the way that we use it. Okay. Yeah, I will explain kind of what that difference is when you go to the site and your output that you get if you're just doing it one by one. But I want you to see how we use it, because I do not just get some massive email output. Okay. If you hear people in the background or different, but I am at the warehouse. People are working. We are shipping out things. My office is a little removed from that, but if you hear that kind of stuff, just know that it's part of me. It's part of this business. So, all right, let me go and we're going to talk about, let me refresh this and make sure it's showing correctly. All right. So first of all, let's talk about the listing tool. I want to do this and then show you. I'm going to move this screen over here so I can see it. Let me make sure that you all are seeing what you're supposed to see. I might have to do it this way. Okay. So we are on danamidkiff.com, and on there are a lot of different options for the listing tool. If you just go to Dana Midkiff, what you're going to see is all of the things related to automation and all of the things related to Amazon. But I want to start first with the listing tool. And what that is, I've toyed around with rebranding it or calling it something different, but for right now, we're going to call it the listing tool. And it is the ability for you to go in and give it the input about your product. Okay. So when you land on this, it is One Handmade Listing is the name of it. That's what the image is going to be. You'll notice over here that there is an example of input from someone, and then there is a quick walkthrough video so that you can see what it does and what it produces. Okay. But I'm going to go grab, I meant to do this before I went on live. I am going to go grab someone's example. Bear with me just a second. That has run in the last couple of days. Let me just grab a random one. And because I can see all of your input. Okay. So I'm going to scroll down and grab this input really quick. And so what I want you to do, okay, sorry, it took me just a second to go grab an input, is go to this customer input box, and you can make it really, really large. You can make it where you can type in this and play with it. My goal for you would be for it to be less than 5 minutes for you to complete this. Even more so, as you get your email, it will tell you what you put in there each and every time. And so if you start to save that, it's going to get even faster and faster for you to complete this input box here. Okay. What I am grabbing, if you scroll down, so here's your instructions for what to do, what not to do, your reminder to be as detailed as possible, which I'm going to go over that in just a second. But down here between the bars, which is what my instructions tell you to do, you're going to copy these items. Okay. Copy. You can't see that. Okay. Copy. You right click on it and copy is what I do. Okay. You're going to copy all of these things and you're going to paste it up in this box. And then you're going to go and answer each of the questions. Frequently asked questions that are also down below it include, can I delete things that don't apply? Absolutely. The goal with the questions that I put in here were all about making sure you didn't forget anything. Okay. So if you've answered it and you only have one color, and you want to ignore all of the questions about colors, and just delete them. Okay. That's why I have set it up in this box rather than I went back and forth. I was going to create like a Google form where you had to answer all the questions, but a lot of the questions don't apply. It also doesn't then give you the freedom to just brain dump all of the things about your listing. So I want as detailed of an option here that you can give me inside this listing. You'll notice that one of the very last things is an existing Etsy or Amazon description. So if you are taking an existing listing, then if you were taking an existing listing and trying to run it through the tool to get better output for it, this is a great place for you to add your existing description. This answer here can be super duper long, okay? So remember, I went and grabbed someone else's input that they had given for the listing tool in the last week. So I'm going to paste this whole thing here. If this was you, you would have pasted the questions and then gone through and typed the information out to the right-hand side of it. As you can see, this person has responded with a lot of details related to their product, okay? Is it personalized? Who can it be gifted to? Is there character limitations for personalization? All of the things to attempt to try to get you to describe as much about your product as possible. And my trick in answering the first part, which even she didn't do it as detailed as when I try to teach it out to people, is to describe your product like you are describing it to a blind person. This person cannot see, they cannot touch, they cannot feel nothing about your product. You want to describe it, pretend that that person cannot see it. Okay. I have other upgrades that I want to do in the future to try to help with that piece of it, but it's not quite there yet. So basically what it is not an SEO play. That the answer to this question, what is it? It's not an SEO play. You're not trying to come up with all these fancy keywords. You could literally just type this as a baseball themed keychain that is yellow with red laces, and it has a name in the middle of it, and it comes with a silver attachment to use on a backpack. Okay, something like that. I'm just brain dumping. This is not my product, so I can't give specific examples here, but I want you to use that kind of as an example of how detailed to be filling this out. The cool addition to it that I have released just today, which is one of the reasons that I wanted to come live, is that you now have the option of getting all of the input or all of the output, I'm sorry, and I'm going to talk to you about what all of the output means in just a second. Or what I have found recently is that a lot of people are loving the amount of the information that they're getting from the tool, but if they're using it to revamp existing listings, they don't need all of the TikTok stuff and the Pinterest stuff and the fair and email marketing related to the product. They just want to get this product selling again or faster or for the first time because they did it wrong the first time. Okay. So there is now an option on here where you can get all of the input or all of the output, which is the original $6. You notice if I change it to Amazon and Etsy, the price drops to $4.75. If you want just Etsy, it's only going to be $4. So if you are just using this to revamp and you only want that Etsy output, there's a little bit of a discount that I can offer for that based off of the lack of things that then have to run in the back end. Remember, each piece of what runs in the back end for this has a cost associated with it. And so it's not that I can just turn around and say that the Etsy should be $1. That's not feasible, but I have settled on $4 for just getting one platform. You can get the option of Amazon and Etsy if those are your two platforms, or you can get all of it. So let's talk about what all of it means. Okay. This right here is your instructions. Okay. I'm going to scroll down farther. These are the example questions that you can copy and start to fill out in the box. And these are all of the things that you get when you purchase all of it. Okay. So it's going to be an Amazon title, description, lots of search terms and style keywords. One of the additional upgrades that has come in the last couple of weeks is this second item, a personal Google spreadsheet to help you pick the search terms. You know what? I'm going to pull one of these up so that you can see it because it is absolutely mind-blowing. And so it's worth the $4 or $6 all on its own. I'm going to pull this over to this window and make sure that you can see it. Okay, so this is her. So this person ran this input. She gave me all of her answers here on the tool. Okay, she purchased it, and then it gave her an email with Etsy titles, Etsy tags, all of these things that we're going to go over down below. But one of the things that it also gave her is a link to this specific spreadsheet that dumps in all the way down here on the left all of the Etsy tags that the tool generated for her. It defaults to check the first 13, okay? You can uncheck, check, Look at them, decide which ones you want to include, which ones you do not. This right here will highlight it for you if it is longer than the Etsy characters allow for your tag. Okay. So the idea is that you can just go and check which things that you want to be including in the Etsy tags. Okay. So we have to uncheck this one because it's 20 characters. Now we only have 10. So we need to add 3 more tags. Now we're at 13. This also has the option for using Marmalead if that's how you want to decide. So if you want to take each of these and fill out this data to the right-hand side of it, you are more than welcome to do that. I've had people ask me, will that eventually auto-fill in? No, Marmalead does not have an API connection for that, for it to automatically pull those. So you still have to go do that on your own if you decide that you want that Marmalead data to do it. What I have found is a lot of people already know their clients. They already know their, excuse me, I'm talking a lot today. You already know your customers. You know what keywords are going to hit or not hit for this. So you can just try to go down and pick and choose which things you want to include here, okay? You also have the option of going baseball keychain ring. You can type your own down here, and that will then give you the ability to add it in or adjust it based off of the number of characters, okay? So it's going to dump in the ones that the tool gave you. You can also add as many as you want. The beautiful part about it is designed to where you can go right here and you can copy this and just paste it in the Etsy tags box, because if you have them set at the right length for your tags, it's going to just auto-populate all 13 of those tags, okay? So it is designed to make this as easy as humanly possible. So let's go back to the listing tool output. We talked about the Google spreadsheet. So this is the Amazon version. You're going to get an Amazon version. You're going to get an Etsy version. Okay. You're also going to get a GoImagine version because their tags are a little bit different. I have had conversations with GoImagine, and that's one of the new updates for the tool that is more recent. That I haven't done a whole lot of advertising on, but I have had conversations with the founders of GoImagine to make sure that the output is giving you as close to actual what you need as possible, to where you have to do little to no work from the output to actually turn around and get it up on these platforms. That's my whole goal with this, guys, is to make sure that what it gives you and what you're turning around and paying for individually gets it up onto these platforms. I'm snapping. I know you can't see me. Super duper fast. Okay. Take the output that it's giving you and the platforms that, hey, you might have given some thought to, but you just don't have time to go through and optimize them completely. Use the output from the tool, get it up onto Fair, get it up onto GoImagine, get it up onto Pinterest, any of these places that it outputs for you. And then go back and optimize them later if you choose, if they don't sell. I apologize, guys. I've been talking all morning. And so with that, you are going to get all of these different outputs. Social media captions are designed. This is how we use it. I have ours, everything that generates from the tool. It's going to give you 20 different social media captions. My VA automatically gets the photos that automatically upload using our backend systems. She then has the SKU that comes on the photos. She has the social media captions that are generated from the tool. She puts her own caption, or she puts these captions. She chooses which of the 20, adds them to the images, and makes them live inside of our entire social media platform. So when I say that this was designed because this is what we use, this is literally what we use. Is making all of these things move very, very fluidly and easily inside of your business. Okay. So we have TikTok captions, we have product video ideas, we have different things and ideas for you to create videos for TikTok if that's the direction that you want to go. But the biggest thing that is different, if you have not used the tool today specifically, if you are just now joining me, is that you now have these options to choose to get all of the output, or just Amazon and Etsy, just Etsy, or just Amazon. If there's a piece of that you're wanting to just be only, let me know. I can tell you that the price is not going to go any lower than $4 for each of the individual options. But if you're really needing one specific option to be added to this, shoot me a message, and I will make sure that if it's not something that is too off the wall, that I can figure out how to incorporate that. But these are the basics that I know the majority of my community is needing and wanting in order to use the tool in the different ways that it can be used and how we also use it inside of our business. Okay. I told you that I was also going to, hold on, let me have this and come back on screen. I told you that I was also going to show you how we use it inside of our business. So I'm going to show you the output for an example, and I'm going to use this person's example, but I'm going to have it come to me in the same way that we use it inside of our business. Okay. And that is going to be with what I call the Asana integration. I have a lot of you all who have gone this route, and you are what I call my Asana VIPs. If that is one of you, you are my kind of person. If you're not one of them, you probably will if you continue to use the listing tool, because it becomes a tremendous amount of output that it's really hard to take action on if you're really wanting to not lose all of the pieces that come to you from those emails. If you just buy this tool on this screen that I was showing you, you check out and it comes to you, what you're going to get is an email back to you within 10 minutes of the expected output that you paid for. Okay. I see comments. Great. I just want to make sure. Okay, perfect. It is going to come to you in an email output. Okay, it's a lot of information to weed through and organize. So I want to show you how we use it, not as a tool that I feel like like, trust me, I just opened the Asana integration back up today because I had so many people that I was trying to work through it in the last couple weeks. But the Asana integration is how we use it. But originally, when I started doing this and was going to launch the listing tool, this was the only version I had. And then I started pitching it to people and they're like, I don't know what you're talking about. Okay. So now if you're somebody who have used the tool, I'm going to show you how we use it. So let me add this back in. And I'm going to go up here to my Asana. Okay, this is a training Asana that I have set up, but it will essentially work the exact same way. I have all the same backend set up, pretending that basically I am my own client. Okay, so what we do is we go duplicate this task. Okay, I'm going to delete this reminder. I'm going to use this same example that I had copied in the listing tool earlier. Okay, and we're just going to call this baseball keychain. This is internal to us only. This has nothing to do with the tool. It is something to just help keep track of it. You can put a SKU at the front of it at the front of it if you want, which I highly suggest. If you're getting into any type of scale, you will quickly see that if you have 4 different types of baseball keychains, you're going to need something different to reference them with. But this is how we basically use it. So we duplicate the listing and I hit assigning here. Okay. I then have a few minutes. I give my Asana VIPs 10 minutes for the purpose of this. The timing on it is much less. Okay. So that it will produce it. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to paste that response. Okay. Keep in mind, if this was you running it, you would have this was it. Remember, this was our template. So when I copied that, this was the description that copied into it. So I would be filling out these answers for the baseball keychain. I already had this person's answer, so I just pasted it in. But remember, I give my Asana VIPs 10 minutes. I can raise that to 20 if you want. I can make it completely and utterly custom to you, which is part of the beautiful part. So with this, it is now running in the back end, waiting for the time for you to fill out this description. And remember, I told you that this one, I have it set for, I think it's only like 2 minutes. And what this is going to do is it's going to start dropping down here in the subtasks all of the pieces of the listing tool that you are used to getting inside of an email format. You instead are going to get it as individual subtasks. And inside of Asana, whether you are just a one-woman, one-man show, or you have 17 people on your team, the Asana piece of it is strictly to keep you organized, okay? It does not have to be something that you only use if you have multiple people on your team, okay? Because what it's going to do is help you stay in your lane. it is going to make sure that if you drop this in the middle of it, you're not going to forget which piece you put up on Etsy and which piece you put up on Amazon. It's also going to allow you to enter all of your Etsy listings at the same time if you want, because you can just stay in your lane of the add to Etsy tasks. Okay. And you'll see what I'm talking about in just a second when it starts to populate this. But what it's going to do is allow you to completely and utterly stay organized. This is how I use it in my business. Many of the subtasks that get assigned for us automatically go to some of my employees. I do not touch that Etsy listing when that first comes through on the tool. I have one of my in-house, and that's a question I always get. How do you have someone else put your Etsy listings up? Well, she's in my warehouse using my Wi-Fi on my computers, etc., but I'm not touching it. Okay. And so that task automatically goes to her. Again, if you're even if you're just a one-person show, that task can go to you. You can stay in your lane. You can mark it off when you're done and then go on to the next piece of it. You can also then have all of the other pieces related to promoting this. So if down the road you decide that you want to promote this, you can absolutely do that. You just have all of this information individually in its subtasks to make sure that you don't get lost, that all of the information is still there. So with my Asana VIPs, the people who do this and go through this setup, I do a full training with them on how exactly to use this, and I have them do it themselves also. But for the price that on the listing tool I showed you today, that I have pared it down to give you a just Etsy or just Amazon version, that price is $4. They get the whole shebang for $4 a piece. Okay. So they are already running off of a discounted rate, and they get it more organized. So guess who's winning in the end? The people who are really, really working towards growing and scaling and using this in the most efficient way that we do. Okay. So what it's doing is it's taking all of the information inside of this description here, and it's generating the output that will probably start to come to us here in just a few minutes. We did it 4 minutes ago. So basically now it's running all of the stuff in the back end. If you are an Asana VIP, I tell them, if you don't have an output within 20 minutes, let me know, because you should be able to take action on these products very, very, very quickly. Okay. While I'm waiting for this to populate, let me know if you have any questions. Somebody said it's only showing me Facebook user. It says, I love the updates. I was recommending this just yesterday to my cousin who's not on Amazon, just Etsy. That right there is one of the reasons that I made the decision to go forward with that. I struggled with it a lot though on the new listing tool options. If you're just joining us, I have added individual pared down options on that. I struggled with it because the output that you get for just $2 more is significant enough that a lot of people have joined Pinterest, that have gotten back on Etsy, that have decided to take moves inside of their business that they wouldn't have in the past had they not gotten that output. So I don't want to deter people with not having all of that being forced to come to them. But I have found that a lot of people are using this to revamp existing listings that are not performing well for them. So I had to go, I made the decision to serve people where they're at inside of their business. And a ton of you all are not coming to me from an Amazon world. You're coming to me because you've heard about this automation tool, and I want to make sure that I can serve you if Etsy is your one and only focus, which if you've been around long enough, you've heard me say that Etsy should not be your only focus. Amazon should not be your only focus. You should definitely not have all your eggs in one basket. Okay. Watch what's happening. It is literally generating all of the subtasks. Watch it. All of the subtasks related to the listing tool. This comes to you in a massive email format if you buy it on the screen that I was showing you earlier. If you're an Asana VIP, these come to you in this format. Now watch, when I go to add to Amazon, here's your title, your description, everything that came to you in that email, but way more focused. Okay. So if I am deciding to work on add to Amazon, I can add this listing to the Amazon, If I am deciding that I want to focus just on Etsy, here's all of my Etsy information. Guess who can scale with things like this? You can. Okay. So if you have any interest in that, reach out to me for how we do that. Otherwise, continue to use the listing tool. I do have a couple other things though that I have launched in the next couple of days, some related to the listing tool and some related to Amazon. So I'll finish the listing tools up here in a second. If you're waiting around or you are also an Amazon person, I will get to that in just a second. Okay. All right. Any questions on using the Asana integration or the listing tool in general before I move on to show you the additional upgrade that I released last night, actually? Okay. I have questions, just feel free to post them in the comments, or as always, just reach out to me on any of the social media platforms. I am readily available to answer anything. So as you can see, each one has Pinterest titles, Pinterest descriptions, all of the pieces. It's all in your Asana listing. Okay. I don't see any other questions coming through. So let's jump to the next additional upgrade that is now available to you. And you can see it up here. It is the expertly optimized handmade listing. Okay, I'm going to go off screen, or I'm going to come back on screen. Let's see, we're going to hide. Oh, I can show that. Let's do it this way. Okay, this has been a long time coming, and it has been something that you all have asked for almost from the very get-go. You're like, okay, that's great. The tool is giving me what it gives me, but I want to make sure, sorry, there's like something on the end of my nose. I want to make sure that I have the best chance of success from the get-go, especially on this new listing, this new product, this new line that I'm launching. Okay. What you get with this expertly optimized handmade listing, okay, is all of the same output that you've got on the regular listing. So everything is offered down here. Okay. And it's all going to come to you within 10 minutes, just like the original tool. Okay. Amazon title, description, Go Imagine, Shopify, Fair, social media captions, Pinterest titles, TikTok. It's all here. It's all going to come to you. But within 3 business days, oh, that's really tiny. I need to go fix that. Within 3 business days, you will also get an Amazon title, description, and search terms. Okay. And Etsy 3 titles and tags, okay? And then also a Shopify title and meta description. So these specific pieces were chosen for the platforms based off of which have the biggest play for SEO, okay? So you are getting from someone on my team or me, depending on which workload we have and how much workload we have, going through and taking the output from the tool and optimizing it. One big caveat, there's a couple caveats to read down at the bottom. I'm not guaranteeing sales of this. If you have a really janky product that no one understands, or your photos are really bad, or it's out of season, okay, I can't guarantee that that thing's going to sell. What I can do is take the things that have output from the tool and make them better, okay, based off of current algorithms, current back-end systems and tools that we pay for, in order to make sure that you have the best chance of success for the things that have come out of the tool. Okay. So it may be that the tool gave you baseball keychain, but we see that baseball keychains is going to perform even better. Very, very generic option here, but we are going to give you that better optimized version. What it will not do is give you an entire different focus of your listing, okay? Which is why the input, where I explained to you that all of the detail was super duper important. If you're going to pay this $49 for this listing to have my team go through and optimize it, I would hope that you would give it everything you've got to make sure that we can work off of it. But if you decide that you are going to focus on, okay, we're going to give real generic, not actual answers. If you decide that you tell us that you want to focus on Easter, thank you gifts, and just because, we are not going to go through and determine that a better season for you is Christmas, or a better season for you, or in a better occasion for you is anniversaries. That is not what's going to happen. We are going to take what you have given the tool. We are going to take the output from the tool. We are going to look at it, and if you've ran the tool at all, sometimes you can tell that some of the keywords are just a little wonky, or you're like, hey, there is no way that I would be putting that at the front of my listing. Okay. This is going to have an actual human with tremendous amount of SEO knowledge going in and swapping that around for you, adjusting it, putting best keywords in there for you for the best chance of success. Is this something that you want to do inside of revamping all of your old listings? Probably not. Okay. But if you have a brand new product launch, or you have something that you put hours and hours into launching and it just has not hit, maybe give this a try, because with it, you're going to get all three platforms. Okay. You're going to get Etsy, Amazon, and Shopify. Keep in mind, Shopify also works very, very well interchangeably with GoImagine and TikTok. So if one of those is your focus, you're getting that as a piece of this optimization. Okay. It is just launched as of yesterday. We had a couple orders already come in last night. So I kind of think we've kind of worked through the kinks, is making sure who gets the information and how to make sure that I get it back. But all of the conversations regarding all of that was kind of why it took. I apologize. There's like something tickling the end of my nose. If I was not on a live right now, I would get up and go blow my nose. But I had a lot of conversations with the people on my team who are helping me optimize this in this way to make sure that the price was something that it justified their time in making sure that they could give you all the due diligence that this deserves, but also to make sure that everything running in the back end of it is able to be paid for and it's profitable. So that's why we ended up landing at the $49. And I am very, very excited to see where it goes for you all. So if that is an option for you, if that seems something that you might want to do on specific pieces, that is absolutely an option for you on danamidkiff.com now. Okay. So if you go, you will see, if you go to danamidkiff.com, from the very front home page, I'm going to hide this so you can see the whole. The thing very much. Hold on, I might have. There we go. I might have muted myself there for a second on accident. You can see that on the very front page of Dana Midkiff, at the very top there is the listings tool. So if you want all of the options related to that, it's there at the top of Dana Midkiff. So when I click here, that's going to take you to the place where you can get to all of the options. Okay. So with the single listing, I'm going to talk about this here in just a second. With the single listing, that is going to take you to where we started earlier in this live. Okay. It takes it a second for this box to pop up, but it's there. Okay. So that's going to just take you to the version where you can pick individual pieces. Also back here, now I have an option for doing a monthly package where you can do X number of listings and get a discount for it. Okay. One of the biggest things that people, as they started to see how much they were using it and loving it and the difference that it was making inside their business, they were running it multiple times per week, per day. And they wanted an option to not have those individual charges hit their bank account. And so with that, that was one of the new iterations, was being able to offer it to you monthly where you can get a certain number of listings. If you need a different amount, please let me know and I can work on something specific to you. But these are the two that I found most people needed the most. When you scroll down there, here's now the option for the optimized listing that we talked about just a second ago. If you want to see and learn Asana on your own for kind of how I just showed you what we were doing, this right here is basically just a course to teach you how to get yourself organized in Asana. This is not the integration where the listing tool comes to you. But if you're like, oh, that girl's really organized and I think I kind of want to do that, this is where you can learn that. Okay. If you want to kind of learn more how I link them both together, which for a lot of people, this is super overwhelming, which is why I separated out just the Asana piece of it. There is another program that I use together in conjunction with Asana called Zapier, that those cause a lot of our automations to run very, very, very smoothly. Okay. So if you want to learn that and deep dive that and you're super into the software and all of that side of it, that option is there for you as well. This right here is the Asana integration that we were talking about. It's going to run you $249. With that, I set up the entire back end. I monitor the whole back end. I add all of the upgrades and the changes that come to the listing tool. They come to you automatically. That's all on me. You don't have to do any maintenance of the tool running for you. I set it up. I teach you how to use it in a Zoom call that is recorded. You can go back and rewatch it. You can buy the runs of the listing tool in a batch in whatever quantity you choose. And those are discounted for my VIPs at $4 a piece instead of having to run it at $6. Okay. Any questions about anything? Any questions about anything that I have gone over for the listing tool before I show you my favorite Amazon? Everything that I sell on all starts with an A. So I have Asana and I have Amazon and I have automations. It's all the very beginning of the alphabet. So let me make sure I don't have any comments here before I show you the one Amazon thing that is now, here it is. Okay. Didn't you have a course that included Asana, Zapier, and Socialbee together? Socialbee, I just have a small workshop on. I walk you through how we do all of that integration in the Socialbee. It doesn't show you and teach you Zapier and the Socialbee. The Socialbee workshop is only like $9 or something. It's super duper cheap because I believe so much in the program and how much it's changed our social media automations and making things take significantly less time in order to get up thousands of posts a month. But with that, they are two separate kind of things. Inside the Asana and Zapier course, which I talked about, which was the fourth option there on this screen. Let me go back here real quick. That is this option right here. It teaches you Asana in the first module. It teaches you Zapier in the second module. And inside the Zapier module, it does walk you through a lot of the examples that we use Zapier in congruence with Asana together. Okay. And once you kind of understand those softwares, if you were to take the Socialbee course or the workshop, it would make a whole lot more sense as to how we make those things happen. If you get both of those and you try to set it up, and I have not done a good enough job in making sure that you understand exactly how those work, let me know, and I will definitely continue to work on improving individual pieces of that. So I hope that answered your question. Yes, if you want to set everything up exactly the same way we do it, you have all of the tools to be able to do that in a learn at your own pace course application through all of the offerings on dynamicgift.com. Okay. Last update that I want to talk to you about before we are done with this impromptu live is the Amazon handmade ads. Okay. It is finally released. I went round and round. If you've been around my community, you know that I have tried to teach ads in small pieces. And I've done it in different training ways. We delve on it in the SEO course. It is being added to the 101 course in a more kind of introductory version. But the biggest thing that people have been asking for start to finish inside of your entire Amazon journey. Let me show myself too, because I want to, nope, there. I want to, hold on. There we go. Okay. I want to be able to serve you from the day you sign up from Amazon to the day you turn around and scale to 6 or 7 figures. This is the last piece that I needed to be able to get together for you. So with it, there is now almost a 2-hour long course available on dynamicgift.com for you to purchase that is very, very detailed and exactly how we set up all of our basic sponsored products ads. Okay. And when I say basic, if you know anything about setting up Amazon ads, sponsored products is the main zone. Okay. And this is every bit of detail that I can give you related to sponsored products. There will probably be something come down the road or tiny additions that I put onto this or something for sponsored display, sponsored brands, but those are only applicable to the people who have brand registry. And I wanted to meet you again where you're at inside of your Amazon journey. So this course is every piece related to how we have used ads inside of our business to scale over the last 8 years. Okay. I've been selling on Amazon since 2015. I've been running ads on Amazon since 2016. So I walk you through setting up the basic automatic ads. I walk you through the second piece of it, is the piece where most people probably have not taken action. Let me do it this way so you can see it closer and more in detail. The piece that people have not taken a lot of action is turning around and setting up those manual ads. And if you have, most of you all don't know how to monitor it. You don't know how to take action on it. So I teach you piece by piece, every piece of how we go in and set each of these up, how we test, how we play with it, how I'm constantly setting up new ideas and new things that we are playing with. Okay. And then how we are tweaking them, monitoring, making changes so that the numbers don't get out of control. I teach you how to organize the ads, okay, because that's a lot of people's confusion is ad groups versus campaign names, setting it up in portfolios, all this and that. We cover bids, my strategy behind bids, what things to do as far as the bid automation, whether you do up and down, all of that is covered inside of this course, okay? So now I hope to finally be the entire one-stop shop for your Amazon journey. Okay, let me hide this and come back on and get ready to sign off. Okay, so we have gone over a lot today. Thank you for hanging with me. For those who have been inside of start to finish when I went live, gosh, it's been 45 minutes ago now. There is a ton of updates to the listing tool. There is now an ads version of a course for Amazon. And I want to be whatever type of resource that I can be for you in growing your business, how to whatever scale that you want that to be. Okay. If you are new to my realm and you have no idea what the heck I'm talking about, or you just want to get to know me a little bit better, there's a free Facebook group you can find on my Facebook page. I am in there all the time, constantly answering questions. I do not want you to get hung up on any piece of this growth journey. And if automation or doing things efficiently or doing it quick and easy is a piece of the play for growth for you, please let me be a piece of that. As always, telling your friends about me and my business and making sure that people know that this community is out there, as well as telling them about the listing tool, is a great way that you can thank me for offering these services and offering this live and going in and teaching you all these things and being as readily available as I can inside of running my regular businesses. Just tell other people. That's what means the world to me, and making sure that my goal of having all handmade artists know that this option is out there to get away from your computer and get back to making. That's what I want to see people doing. So thank you for hanging with me on this Wednesday afternoon. I am off to prepare for an Asana integration that somebody did. And then I got to go do some handmade stuff inside of my main business. I appreciate you all. As always, if you need me, find me on social. Thanks, guys.